So getting ready to go into the Benton Boys and Girls Club. Going to be speaking here tonight. Rotary Club, 150-ish locals. It's kind of mixed emotions because my dad was going to come with me to this. My dad, Rex Mays, my hero, career Wildland Firefighter in the Forest Service. He's been my Ranger buddy. I always called him my Ranger buddy when I was in the military. You know, when I came back from the war and was pretty scuffed up, you know, he was the guy that made sure I was okay, him and my wife, Monty. And I mean, he's just been there at every turn. And now, you know, he's fighting cancer, struggling to just stay in the game, but, you know, amazing attitude. But what people don't know about him is he was this iconic wildland firefighter. He changed the game in these big fires out west, and much of the doctrine, the fire training center out in, I think it's Marana in the west, he built it, or he helped build it. He pioneered so much, and you know, the guys that served under him to this day, they idolize him because he was so good. I mean, he embodies everything I talk about, everything I do about human connection. I didn't come up with this shit. Like, I got to see it with him all the time. Anyway, Lewis Kearney was one of my dad's best buddies, and they fought fire together for years, and they stood up these teams together. And Lewis is the leader in this community with the Rotary Club, and Tom and several other old fire buddies of Dad's. And they, you know, Dad asked me before he got really sick if I'd be willing to come talk to this Rotary Club. And you know, it was a no-brainer, of course. And he was so excited to be here with them and to see his kid, you know, talk about this with them. And, you know, the cancer's just gotten so bad, he can't. But there's no way I was gonna miss this. There's no way. So, you know, the reunion was as I thought it would be, pretty damn amazing. And now Lewis wants to give me what he calls some blue team mementos, and I don't even know what this is going to be, but I'm hoping I can just hold it together, honestly. There he is.
Yeah. Not here.
All right, so so what do you got for me?
Okay.
Well, first of all, tell me the story about Dad and the blue team, okay, and the incident command team.
Okay. In 1983, the southern area wildland fire community got on board with the ICS system, and two teams were formed. There was a team 1 and a team 2. Well, we rocked along without names, and then later there was a blue team, right, and a red team.
Now these were the premier firefighters
for the southern area.
Right.
These were the teams that would go to the big fires.
The big fires.
So your dad became the very first incident commander of the southern blue team. And so I'm a short timer on this earth. So what are we going to do with this? It needs to go to Rex's boys. Then subsequently maybe the grandsons. This is the original blue team cap.
Oh wow.
And,
for when he was the team leader.
He was incident commander. And I was an operation section chief for your dad, and your dad was our hero. I mean, his most famous saying was, "Don't strut." Don't strut. And that became our team motto.
Hey, he told me that if he caught my brother or me strutting on the field in any athletic sport, that he would personally come down there and jerk us off the field.
That became our team motto. And hey, that saying, or that motto, that went across the country. Don't strut. All right. Now, these caps came later, but these are Southern Blue Team caps. Wow. Perhaps lightly used.
I'll take it.
Washing machine does wonders. One for you and one for your brother.
This is one for Travis too, right, my brother?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, I think this is pretty special.
But this is me. I'm keeping this one.
Okay. Yeah. He'll grin when he sees that.
Smoke button. Yeah. He'll see it in a few days. Okay. He so wishes he could be here.
This is blue team belt buckle. What do you call it? Serial number? Number 4.
Oh my gosh.
Of many hundreds. And then a Forest Service lapel pin, official shield.
Right.
I bet you always wear an American flag. But
I do, but this is gonna go right under it.
okay. So we got
Yeah.
one for you and one for your brother.
Man.
And I will figure out a way to get a belt buckle for him.
Okay.
Then lastly,
Wow.
every good officer has a briefcase. This
Right.
is the official Blue Team lightly used briefcase. This has been probably in every western state in the country. But it's got Blue Team on here.
Wow.
And then the last thing, these came out when your dad was incident commander. These are official Blue Team pins.
Oh my gosh.
So
Wow. Wow.
there have been some updates, but those are the originals.
Wow. Man.
So
I am
when you
beyond
walk in
words,
the house,
my friend.
when you can walk in the house carrying this.
I'm not even going to say anything. I'm just going to sit it and see if he says anything and start sitting them out. Thank you so much, buddy.
Yeah.
You're the best.
Yeah, I love you.
love you too, buddy. Thank
All
you.
right.
You know, when Lewis Kearney gave me those fire team items to give to my dad, I was just blown away. The thought of the history and the level of impact that those fire teams have had and continue to have, and the fact that, you know, that my dad had helped stand those things up, you know, in the early days, and was still being revered as a team leader for that. And you have in your mind how it's going to go when you present it, you know, and he was in such rough shape from the cancer when we came home from that barely even coherent enough to understand what it was he had been given. I mean, you could see the emotion on his face, but it really drove it home even more for me. It's just how much this guy's been through, you know, and yet still continues to fight. 3 battles with cancer, a stroke, just unbelievable, you know, and yet he's still here, he's still fighting. In fact, we just got news that today he has the therapy, the CAR T therapy they were doing with him has worked. It's actually reduced the cancer to almost nothing, and he's cleared to go home. You know, after 10 months of just fighting this nasty, terrible disease, the woodsman's finally going home to his farm in Kentucky and getting his life back. And I'll make sure that fire bag is tucked safely under his arm as he makes that journey home. And the words that echo in my mind to this day that he's given to me, that he's given to Lewis Kearney and so many others is don't strut. You know, don't strut. Don't believe your own press. Don't take yourself too seriously. Focus on the person across from you. Everything will be all right. Leave your tracks. That's what that old man has done for me.